Hello, my name is Tori and I'm with Mulberry Crush, and I am here to show you a journal that I've completed and have posted on Etsy. This journal is a handmade journal inside and out. It has a hard cover. It has a 2.5-inch spine. I stitched on some buttons here on the spine. The journal measures about 6 by 9. And I have for the closure just a crocheted lace trim. It is not attached to it and can be removed. On the front here, I have a little tag that you can give it a title. I stitched on some buttons here at the top. The collection that I used is from a seller on Etsy called The French Heart, and the journal collection is called For the Love of Bloom, which is where I got the title for my journal, and I've named this one Blooming Florals. So that's where I got the title from. This journal I covered with tea cloth, painted it, and so that it has like a distressed look. So I've got a burgundy color paint with kind of like a grayish creamy color distress. It is thick. I did a lot of stitching on this one, and for the stitching I left all the tails on most of them, I would say. The buyer can cut them off if they choose to, or leave them. Some people like them, some people don't. And on the front cover here I've got some layered fabric and some cheesecloth. I did some stitching around the printable. Okay, on the inside cover is just plain with a little bit of collaging here. I did some lace down the side here, and it's got fabric in here where the stitches are, or the signatures are stitched to. Okay, on each signature, well, I'm sorry, there's 6 signatures, so on 4 of the signatures I have tabs here that I've added a little charm. I did some stitching here, just some collaging with some cheesecloth, some of the printable, some digital paper, and some lace there. We've got some music notes in here. Here I just did a little file folder with some scraps. Some scraps of coffee paper so that you can journal in. Okay. Some doilies, a book page. I do add a paper clip here just because it helps hold in the ephemera. This is a printable from the Graphics Fairy. Here I just did some collaging on this tag, and I did some stitching around it. And this is also a printable from the Graphics Fairy. I did some stenciling on the coffee dyed papers, and each signature, 4 of the signatures are the same, and 2 of the signatures are the same. So on this one we have some tags and a journaling card. This is just another journaling card, and I have a paper clip there. Some papers from a merchandise catalog. The center signature has a tag pocket made out of the digital paper, and this is, I believe, some type of parchment paper or linen paper. Just another tag. On this tag I did some stitching on the back to make a pocket, and I added a journal tag. Here we have a 1944 postcard. and an image from the Graphics Fairy. A bank ledger. I love their handwriting from back then. This looks like it's 1889. Their handwriting was just so pretty. I did take a couple courses. I took one course from Nick the Booksmith, and I took another course from Mrs. Coggs on how to create journals. So a lot of my inspiration, or some of the, you might see some similarities that I've picked up from their courses that you may have seen in some of their videos. This is a postcard from 1907, Mobile, Alabama. And this is just some journaling paper. I'm also inspired by a bunch of other junk journalers on YouTube. And I've been watching for years and crafting for years, and made a lot of stuff. I do make a lot of handmade cards. Just never really had the time to post videos because I was always working full-time. I'm sorry, this is a bank ledger, and I believe 1942. I just never had time to really make any videos because I was working full-time, and you know, we're highly involved in our church, and so just timing just wasn't a friend of mine as far as trying to make videos for YouTube. But I have recently quit my job so that I can stay home with my grandbaby, so my daughter can go to work, which I'm so excited for. And hopefully, and it's only part-time, so hopefully I will be able to have some time making some more journals and getting my Etsy shop going. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try to work on my blog a little bit more, make some regular posts so that folks can see the things that I'm doing. I do make handmade cards for my husband as he travels and preaches at different churches, and I send a card with him to give to the congregation, which is always fun to do. They seem to enjoy it. So yeah, that's a little bit about my crafting adventures. This is just an envelope that I did some collaging on and left it empty so that you can stick whatever you'd wish to stick in there. Some of my papers have, you'll see like these coffee cup rings. I did print those on my computer. I have made some pages for myself that appear like coffee stain pages, so that I can, when I do coffee stain them, they look like they have the coffee cups were sitting on them, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh, I'm going too fast here. Just another tag pocket here. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will begin to see a lot more from me on YouTube and on Etsy. This tag is from the Graphics Fairy. I do have a premium membership with them, and if you're into journaling and you have not visited the Graphics Fairy or signed up for their premium membership, I highly encourage you to do so because they have some amazing stuff on there to use in your journaling. This is a 1940s postcard. This is another image from the Graphics Fairy, and I just did a bunch of scraps, trying to use up the scraps and create more journaling spaces here for you. There's some lace here, and then I did some collaging and some stitching. Some more collaging. So lots of collaging in this book. That's kind of what I was focusing on in this one. The design of the paper just seems to call for it. There's another charm here. This is from the Graphics Fairy. print these on a more of like a creamy color paper, so it made them look even more old. It's pretty cool. Some more tags. Another tag pocket. This is some type of linen or parchment paper here. Another tag. This journal is fairly blank because the purpose of it is to be a writing journal, to write down memories and for it to be a keepsake journal so that when you write down special memories, this book will be around for a long time that you can pass down to your children or your grandchildren to go back and read. And it's kind of funny because I have more of appreciation for this type of stuff as I've been making them or searching for stuff at the antique stores, and you see things and I'm like, man, you see all this stuff from the early 1800s, and some of the stuff is really cool. So what a neat thing for your kids to have something of yours, or you write down some memories and they can pick it up and look at it years and years down the road. This is a postcard from 1905, and I just think that is so cool. There's a triple pocket here with some tags that I made out of a book page and just stuck on top of the music note here. Here's another 1905, oops, that was upside down, 1905 postcard, May 30th. I have this cookie sheet when I do my coffee staining, and it has a bunch of holes in it, and I don't know what the purpose of that type of cookie sheet is for. If you know, please leave a comment in the comments. I picked it up from a restaurant that was closing down, and they were selling all their stuff, and I saw that cookie sheet and I was like, that would leave some really cute images on coffee stain paper, or patterns or texture, whatever you want to call it. I just thought that was pretty cool. So we got some handwriting paper here. This is a glassine bag also from the French Heart on Etsy, and I have a vintage music note paper in here. It is very delicate. Even when I folded it, it started to crack a little bit here. So just so you know, very delicate paper here. And I did put this on as a flap so that you can still do some journaling back here. For these border, I used a Martha Stewart punch. Some more journaling tags. Here's an envelope that I had covered with a napkin, and it's just a parchment envelope that left blank or empty so that you can tuck in some special papers there if you choose to. And here's just another tag. I really enjoyed making this one. I like the paper line so much, I made a journal for myself. Just a soft cover journal that I'm going to use to take notes in at church. This is just using up my scraps here. But yeah, the paper line is just so pretty on this journal collection. I really enjoyed working with it, and then I will probably continue to use it quite a bit. That's some pretty cool staining. Tag. This one also has a pocket stitched in there with a journaling tag. This is another tag that I will add a ribbon to. It's a printable from the Graphics Fairy. journaling tag, 1905 postcard, and then a little corner pocket here with a journaling tag and another tag with this has some handmade paper up here. And that is the back. Again, the front. And this is Blooming Florals. Thank you for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it.